Ta-da! And welcome to Josef's Model Railway and Toy Room. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. Just a little bit of housekeeping. You don't need to like, follow, or subscribe to any of the videos I put out there. Just put them out there where I can. Have a holly jolly great time doing so. Now, in today's video, tennis, anyone? Well, it's a short video and it's a little bit silly, but join me for what is quite a practical top tip I have using this and fulfilling one of my childhood dreams, and another example of why what you see before you at Noodle Knocker Junction and my crazy ideas might just be once again something that's going to save your layout. Let's dive in, shall we? I'm certainly no great big sports person. I don't mind saying my cricket club, the golf scene, and all the other bits and pieces we're seeing on my layout are just things I really like seeing. It doesn't mean that I participate heavily in anything, although I do like my backyard cricket. And if you haven't checked out how to make the third umpire lighting system, please be sure to go back and check out that video. It's a beauty. But I've always liked the idea about tennis balls, and usually when people head off to have a game, they'll pick up a tin of balls. And the thing is that when you do get them and open it up, they're sealed up. And the reason that they're sealed up is during transportation and all the rest of it, this stops the ball from getting misshapen. And it's a bit of a fascinating thing how tennis balls are made. And I had no idea. I always thought it was someone opening up a tin of Pringles when I always saw that happening. Needless to say, I've always wanted to buy a set of tennis balls and pull the little ring on the top and, like anything, take in that beautiful new aroma of something. But we're going to be doing something else with these tennis balls too. So let's get the camera in onto a nice position, cue the sexy music, as we're going to open up a tin of Wimbeldon Approved Slazenger tennis balls. Well, we all have things to tick off our bucket list before we die. And for me, it's always been to open up a brand new tin of tennis balls. So here we go. Got to try and shoot this one in slow-mo as well, see if we can really capture the essence. I've also decided to come in here with a bit more natural light for the effect. It's a nice backdrop behind me, it goes without saying. Let's see how we go. That wasn't what I was expecting. Oh, they smell absolutely terrible. Fantastic. Well, I am truly satisfied. Another thing off of my list to do at the moment, and they're just fantastic. So let's go and see what we need to do with a Slazenger Wimbeldon #1 tennis ball in today's video on the model railway layout, because you're all really scratching your head now. My mother always said, take the balls and play with them outside. Oh, that felt awfully good. Here we are, underneath one of the sections here. Now, of course, we've got a cabinet on this side. This is the Faulty Towers end that you've been seeing in the petroleum depot. And of course, we have the other side at Noodle Knocker Junction, where we can crawl behind and hide and do lots of things and make our toys and whatever we want to do. And I like these little passages we've created here. It's beautiful, it's lush. Just one thing. Probably mostly for me, but I think it can apply to everyone else as well. I have just a handful of these places that are located where you can easily crawl under that I needed to use a series of brackets. And these particular brackets are very, very sharp. It's galvanized steel. I mean, they are rock solid and not going anywhere. That's the problem. They might not be going anywhere, but my noodle goes places. And what I'd hate to do, even though they're up out of the way, you can't see them. And as you can probably see here, this is the bottom of the frame. So even then, there's still clearance. But the fact is, someone could be under here and be finding that missing steering wheel that I never found for the tractor and go, oh, I found it. And as the head comes up and strikes that, that could really do some serious damage and quite the knock to your noodle. So that's what we're all about today. fixing the problem. And I'm pretty sure at this point you see exactly where we're going. Crikey, I'm desperately running out of room to shoot videos and do stuff at the moment, but that's just the way it goes. So we're going to need ourselves a tennis ball. And this is the process that we're going to use. You want a nice solid surface, and you're going to want a knife. And unfortunately, the knife I never use that's in the kitchen drawer is the short, stubby one that you use for something that I never get around for. And I thought, that's exactly what I need today. I couldn't find it. It's always the way. So just borrow your partner or wife's knife if you've got access to one. Anything will do. Scissors, in fact, garden secateurs are quite good. Either way, complete disclosure, completely safe. Remember, this can really cause some serious injury, and I don't want to lose any fingers when I'm having so much fun building this model railway layout. It doesn't really matter where you make your incision. Just be prepared. It's going to absolutely stink when you make the puncture. But in this case, I do like to try and maintain the branding on it because apparently I'm a brand snob. So I've just been making the incision just basically across here is what we're going to do. Now you want to do your best to ensure that you're going to be cutting away from yourself. So in this instance, I'm going to be cutting in this fashion here and just a little bit of gentle manipulation. There is pressure in that ball, remember? So it's basically going to puncture. You may want to start with a small hole or something first, or a smaller knife. This is not ideal. There, you can hear that. Oh, that hurt me so much. And pretty much this is the story. So even in something like that, you could sort of squeeze to grab it, and you've got this tremendous little option. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to hold quite tightly. For how long, who knows? But let's head on under and get this thing happening. Oh no, not me. Sorry, Slazenger. Wilson had to make the ultimate sacrifice, and now it's your turn. So it's time to open up wide, and what we're going to do is slide our marvelous tennis ball onto the bracket. And that's pretty much the story. It might seem a bit too simple, but the reality is it's for no other reason. At least if you came into contact with the ball, it's going to act as the shock absorber and take the impact in the first thing. We listen with our ears, we look with the eyes, and we're very aware of what is going on. But this is just that little safety mechanism to better protect you. I think it looks pretty good, actually. Oh yes, here we are down at Noodle Knocker Junction, and I knew there was one here. In fact, there's two. The other one's a little more trickier. I'll sort that one out later. But in the meantime, let's just get him on. And so should you ever be visiting and sticking your head and crawling under, you can take some comfort that you shouldn't split your skull while visiting Josef's Model Railway and Toy Room. Tennis, anyone? No, I'm just here for the strawberries and cream. Well, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, as always, that's going to do it for another video. I hope you've taken a little something away from this, and maybe just like Noodle Knocker Junction, you may well save your noodle. And as mentioned, if you have not seen the video on how the name Noodle Knocker Junction did appear, because it's right before you now, we have the golf scene on one side, we have the cricket scene on the other side. The noodle is a nickname for your head, and if you were unfortunate enough to be traveling in a coach or an open wagon in which by you were passing by and someone had struck a cricket ball going for a six, and or a rogue golf ball that could make its way and strike your noodle, Noodle Knock Junction is what it's all about. So hopefully you can save your noodle with this practical piece of advice. Please do stay safe. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Toodles!